You know, to be honest with you, considering our usual trend with getting suits, I didn't think I was actually going to get the one for this week, but we did. So here's Gustav the 13th talking about a new suit, the Geara Doga Kai for console. It is a 550 general 2-star with space compatibility, also rocking that melee priority too. So in general, when you look at this kit, it's pretty much more or less just the Doga itself, except we do have a new rifle. Talking about the Doga Kai beam machine gun here. It actually has some decent accumulation, as well as of course having the underslung grenade launcher on it. It can also run the commander beam gun. So if you want to run this instead, maybe get some faster stuns in terms of just burst fire and whatnot, and having the charge shot for a little bit of variation. Not to mention we're talking about this having 300 range, where this has 400, then, you know, you still have that to work with. But I will say the output on this is pretty nice. And the fact that it has 50 ammo and a pretty good amount of accumulation for a mag of 50 shots is actually not too bad. Now, obviously, one of the bigger things between these is that the reload is considerably longer for the newer gun, talking about 20 seconds as opposed to 12. So keep that in mind. That being said, though, you do have a decent amount of rotation between all your other stuff. You know, you have the Sturmfaust going on still. The extra grenade launcher means that you can actually go from this to this pretty quickly, because the ready up on the Sturmfaust is actually really nice. Of course, your bread and butter in terms of damage is going to be doing downswings into downswings. The beam sword this time around actually does not have an overhead chop. It actually has a thrust on its downswing, and I wonder, and I think that the neutral is a little bit different as well. Of course, you also still have your cable for those heavy staggers, and a little bit of smoke to pop if you want to get some extra defense or just disappear for a little bit. So overall, not a bad kit on this thing, especially for it starting at 550. But let's look at the stats over here. So we're talking ground and space compatibility with a health of 20k flat, actually, which is not bad. Going down the skills here, or not skills, the stats here, we have ballistic resistance 24, beam resistance 21, melee resistance 27, range strength 20, melee strength 35, movement speed of 135, top speed of 210, thruster gauge of 75, turning speed of 69, and our part slots are 17, 15, and 8 going down the line here. Moving on, then we can check out the skills on this thing, which it actually has a fair amount of, to be fair. So, leg shock absorber 3, quick boost level 2, emergency evasion system level 1, anti-stealth level 1, observational data link level 1, anti-blast stabilizer level 1, flight control program level 2, high performance balancer level 1, high spec ambac level 2, active guard level 3, so pretty good reduction when you're doing your active guard. Power accelerator level 2, so you know you can actually get out of classes pretty well. Melee combo controller level 2, force injector level 2, special leg buffer level 1, special arm equipment buffer level 3, which is pretty impressive, and it also means that the shield is not a shield, but it also means you get reduced by 30 when you get hit in that spot. And the shoulder armor buffer for the right shoulder is 10%. Not a bad start at all. Definitely supposed to be a very aggressive suit, which is kind of funny that it's paired up with this very steady shooting MG. Obviously you do have the grenade launcher, and it does accumulate pretty well, as I said. But I actually like this thing. And the general design, this is the suit that I was hoping was going to be in here for a while. And I kind of did a double take, because there's also another version of this, which is called the Psycho Doga, which has like some prototype like funnels or whatever attached onto it. But alas, this is not it. But it does mean that there's a good chance that we might actually get that in the future. Let's look at the enhancement list real quick. So propellant tank level 1 at 590, frame reinforcement at 1180, complex expansion slot at 1580, +1 to melee modifier at 1980, and then the two unlockables we have anti-general defense program, so you're taking less damage from general units by 4% for 3960, and +4 to melee modifier at the very end for 5940. This is actually a pretty straightforward suit. We'll still go into free practice to show off some of the stuff that it has going on though, and then we can talk about the match that we have a little bit after that. Alrighty, so The one thing I really want to show off, I guess, is us talking about the gun here. So main gun, not bad. You're talking 6 shots to actually stun anything with this, and that's actually pretty considerable accumulation even on single shots. So if you're seeing someone already getting bombarded, you can very easily just add your fire to that and things are gonna go down pretty quickly. Also, like I said, it's kind of funny that the grenade launcher readies up slower, so you would typically go grenade launcher into these and then go in for cable and then downswing. And like that axe downswing is pretty gross. Like that just did 4k by itself. You start thwacking other things, you're gonna notice some pretty decent output on it regardless. Like 37 on a support. Pretty good. I think the bigger thing is that, in fact, I'm gonna try to find one real quick. Not these guys, but just how much like a neutral does. Because you're talking about this does, the axe itself does 2600, but you're doing like 3467 on a type disadvantage suit just with that. Like that's pretty nice. 2800 on the neutral, and you're just flat out murdering things after a certain danger line. Like you can do upwards of 4k with that downswing on raids. One other thing that I do want to note is that although the cable is nice, it is the kind of wild and crazy cable from the Geara Doga, so sometimes you really do have to lift it up a little bit and make sure that you know where it's gonna go and the distance that you have to judge. It's not as straightforward as some of the older cables. This also has a very interesting range on its on its neutral for the sword because it goes out that way, so you can actually swipe and cover quite a bit of ground, especially if you're in between units like this. So it's something to keep in mind depending on your situation. Also the fact that since this isn't a straightforward downswing where I'm saying that it's not chopping like it used to on the regular Doga, you do have to be careful of your approach angle and how far away you are when you start with this, if you start with this, because it might put you past your target for the chop, or you may have to really compensate hard and try to turn your suit in order to make it make contact. But yeah, holy crap, 50-27 alone with that. Like that's impressive. Obviously we can do the final check here real quick. I'm gonna tell you right now, this doesn't do a whole lot to bases by itself. I wouldn't really say that it's meant to, but you would think, right, especially with a suit that has this much stuff on it, that it would do okay. And you can get a decent chunk out compared to other suits that obviously have less, but this is not built to be a base busting machine. If you have like a sliver left on the base and you really just want to help out, you can contribute, so you know, don't be shy to throw some of your stuff out there, but more often than not, you're just going to be keeping other suits off of your teammates who are actually doing the real base damage. But yeah, overall, that would be the rundown for this thing. Like I said, the only other thing that we can really talk about is the block. This is also one of the first, if not the first suit that actually has a roll on top of being able to block like that. So if you don't want to try to cancel out with a tackle, if you think that's going to be too aggressive or that you're going to get yourself in trouble and you think you have a means to get away for a second, you can actually get out of that and try to get yourself out to safety with the roll. I wouldn't always really suggest that just because it does mean you are going to be out of boost, but you know, in some situations it might space you out enough. Alright, so fortunately and unfortunately, the matches that we had to do when we first got this were on Arctic base, and it was really hectic. We did get some decent ones though, and we're going to show off one of those matches right about here.
Let's get to work! Mobile suit team, sorting one by one!
Being too close to mobile suits will unless you have anti-blast. Yeah. I think some weapons do if they... I forget how they phrase it though. But some don't, you just have to kind of find out in other cases. Never mind. might be something behind this. Bruh. What's up there? Well, I got an AR out there. Damn, that grenade reach is actually not bad. That almost exploded in his face, but not quite. For the missiles. Oh. I am so sorry. Mistakes were made. Oh, but he didn't try to swing on him again. Now is it supposed to be a tackle? Ugh. Ugh. Probably should have got me. Oh boy, no, hey, hey. Hey, 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 hey. Maneuver armor and shock diameters will reduce heavy staggers to normal stagger. This is true. And also, damage control will mitigate how many hits it takes until you get cumulative staggered by getting hit multiple times by weapons.
You're out. Good luck.
Bruh, I'm literally trying to switch to these and it's just flinging me forward. Wait. Did those fire into nothingness? Where did those missiles go? Okay, no, it did hit. I was gonna say, like, hold on. That other shitter got away, though.
Allied signal detected. Bomb planted an enemy base.
Wait, what?
Allied signal detected. Enemy down. Your allies been knocked out.
Both had the same idea.
Looks like we're ahead for now. Whoa, your mobile suit isn't looking good. An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile suit. Supporting fire's been set up. Your legs are
I don't know if that's happened, but... Or if he just started too late.
Destroyed an enemy mobile suit.
Got the bullets out.
Fire incoming.
Video on the official website refuses to load for you, really? That sucks. So it's pretty good. It's got a ridiculous set of skills on it. It still has this general like downswing to downswing aggression of the regular Doga.
2 minutes left in the mission.
I actually don't mind the rifle that it has, but like the firing rate probably will put off some people. The accumulation per hit's pretty nice though, and it does have the grenade launcher, so. A lot of the times it's just helping to finish off suits that are just not being reached in the same way as they probably should be.
This damage shouldn't affect you much.
Also that that's gonna take some getting used to.
Enemy mobile suit destroyed. 1 minute remaining.
Okay. That. Did I get staggered or what happened there? Also, the ready up between those is pretty gross.
Enemy mobile suit destroyed.
Oh, he's right there. No. Hey. Stop.
An ally has destroyed an enemy mobile.
It also has active guard, but to be honest, I'm probably still gonna be very prone to boosting or trying to like roll or whatever. Also, that cable still kind of goes all willy-nilly sometimes. Like, I feel like that should have hit. That's a little bit of a bummer.
Success! That was awesome!
Yeah, the latency can be a bitch for it too. Oh, damn. But it is there, especially if you know you're getting hit with a lot of things that are just kind of cumulative, so you can shrug it off, or if you have like early level transformables zooming at you, you can just keep from getting nudged to death.
Here are this battle's rewards.
Yeah, not bad. It's gonna take some getting used to do that cave. So that was us in the Geara Doga Kai on Arctic. Actually a pretty nice machine. Even on the matches that we did lose initially, it didn't feel really bad to be in this suit. In fact, I think the bigger thing of note is just how many people got this suit initially that were running them at the same time at this cost. And one of the big things about it is that a big enemy of this suit is itself. I wouldn't say that this completely replaces all general staple suits at this cost, but I do think it will find itself among their ranks. There's always been some pretty aggressive like Geara Doga players in the first place. Now you're talking about a more upgraded baseline version that may or may not see. That's what I'm talking about that cable. It fooshed out that way. Damn. That may or may not replace them doing the level boosted one unless they have very specific like stat boosts on it. This is a pretty impressive suit. Definitely looking forward to if and or when they do the Psycho Doga as well. But overall, this is it for the Geara Doga Kai. Definitely kind of feels a bit baity. Like, this is actually a really solid suit. They're also doing some other banners for like getting random level boosted parts out of 10 spins and stuff. They're definitely trying to drain people's wallets right before anniversary, but you know, they do that every year. And if you do get some nice stuff out of it, then you know, it kind of is what it is. But keep it in mind, if you're not really looking for something at 550s, if you think you have your bases covered, I wouldn't lose sleep over it. But if you end up finding that this is really annoying to deal with on the battlefield, maybe you would want to give it a shot. Especially since there is a discounted spin at the very least. That's where we ended up getting ours, thankfully, over on Ginny. But that'll be all she wrote for this. Until next time, this is Gustav the 13th. I'll talk to you all later.